2013 was a brilliant season. A landmark year as Mercedes-Benz and Nissan joined the V8 supercar grid. Epic new battles erupted, filled with controversy and emotion. 28 drivers wrote unique stories of a close, brutal season laced with some pure motorsport magic. There was new young blood and some bad blood between old rivals. Established icons were celebrated. New heroes born. Stunning backdrops set the scene for the longest road trip in Australian sport. There was the long-awaited return to an old favourite. And a trip to the land of the stars and stripes. The old battlegrounds remain. As the new brands emerged, Holden versus Ford rivalry reached a fever pitch. There was heartbreak, destruction and breathtaking moments. And amidst all the drama, there were moments of pure euphoria that made it all worthwhile. The car of the future delivered on a bold promise. New brands, close battles, widespread success and a modern launchpad for future champions. 2013 was a brilliant season with a final chapter to match. At Sydney Motorsport Park in February, Nissan and Mercedes-Benz made their public V8 supercar debut at the pre-season test day. Fans saw the new cars for the first time and reconnected with their favourite drivers. An unexpected entry was 23-year-old Shane Van Gisbergen. At the end of 2012, Shane announced his retirement for personal reasons. The shock resignation ended a successful 5-year relationship with Ford team Stone Brothers Racing.
Shane Van Gisbergen's farewelling V8 supercars.
Heading into the Sunday there, Saturday we had a DNF on the first lap, and Sunday, just wanted to finish with Stone Brothers strongly, and at that point we weren't coming back next year.
And crunch, and gears into the wall.
It's a bit of a shame, pretty sad way to end it there. We'd had some good years, but at that stage that was it all over there.
In a move surrounded by controversy, the Kiwi arrived in new colours with a Holden team, Techno Autosport.
It was a pretty big thing. There was mixed responses from the fans and stuff, but a lot of them were supportive, which was really cool.
The defection triggered an ongoing legal battle between Van Gisbergen and Erebus Motorsport, the new outfit that purchased Stone Brothers Racing. For Nissan and Mercedes, the test day was a valuable marker to gauge their pace against the established Ford and Holden teams.
The launch was pretty spectacular. It was like a Formula One launch, I think most people referred it to. So, going to that, I thought this is pretty cool. I got a pretty good buzz from this, and I think we showed that we're going to be a pretty good force here, and we're willing to throw a lot of money at it and do everything that it takes to get to the top. But it was pretty heartbreaking to get on the track for our first test day at Eastern Creek and find that we were way down the back.
It was probably the most unique start to the season in V8 supercar history, especially for me. We didn't know how anyone was going to go. Normally, you look at the last 3 rounds of the Pride Championship, and that's a very good indicator of how someone's going to go in the new season. And we just had no idea. All we could do is prepare ourselves to the very best of our capability to try and compete. We turned up at the test, and we knew we were down on horsepower a little bit, but certainly the indications for the start of the day and mid part of the day was we were quick. And I expected to have a real shot, particularly at Clipsal, of getting in the top 5. And it really wasn't unearthed to us the significance of the engine horsepower disadvantage we had until we left that test day and looked at some data and went to Clipsal knowing that we were going to be behind the 8 ball.
In March, the championship launched in Adelaide for the annual Clipsal 500. South Australia embraced the new car buzz as the 4 different brands all rolled out to race for the very first time.
Wherever you're watching around Australia or around the world, welcome to the brand new world of V8 supercars. A massive crowd here at the Clipsal 500. We waited so long for the car of the future. Well, the future is here.
Despite the off-season controversy, Shane Van Gisbergen earned the race 1 pole with impressive speed. As the field gridded up, the pressure was immense.
Yeah, I was pretty nervous at the first race of Clipsal. You know, you're the first one there at the warm-up lap, and you got to wait for the rest of the field to grid up, which can be a minute, 2 minutes. It's a long time, and you're sitting there, so you have lots of thoughts running through your head. It's pretty nerve-wracking, but it's cool having clear track and qualifying on pole, but you got to get off the line as well.
On the day the game changes forever, and Shane Van Gisbergen can't get off the grid from pole position. Mark Winterbottom takes the advantage, and Craig Lowndes is going to dash into turn 1, just squeezes into third and has to go over the curbing in car 888. What a disaster for the pole sitter Van Gisbergen. And heading down towards turn 8 at 245 kilometres per hour. The most terrifying corner we've got. And Winterbottom's got a problem.
I heard him on the radio. He's talking about a third gear problem. So there's a problem with the car straight into the pits.
What about Lowndes? 38 years of age now. 7 race wins last year to be second in the championship yet again. There's so much Holden support in the grandstands here, and they've witnessed Lowndes at his ultimate best. And look at Todd Kelly. Jack Daniels Nissan forced into the garage. Inside the cockpit, it'll be close to 50. Look at this Lee Holdsworth. He was complaining inside the E63 AMG that his feet are just burning. And this will be hard to take for Van Gisbergen. He's put, and the team, obviously, he's put all the hard work into getting back into the top 5. He was provisionally on the podium. Today he's going to smash the record books here, because this will be the greatest ever winning margin in a race at the Clipsal 500. He won the first ever event back in 1999, and right now in this new era of Australian motorsport, Craig Lowndes drives into the history books. His 90th career win.
For the perennial crowd favourite Craig Lowndes, perfect start to the season. For Shane Van Gisbergen, a lost opportunity. However, redemption wasn't far away.
Sunday is payday at the Clipsal, and a really even start this time around. Mark Winterbottom is going to have to muscle his way up to get the advantage over Van Gisbergen, and does so.
This is Van Gisbergen down the inside of Winterbottom. Great pass, very well done.
Shane Van Gisbergen, in the early stages of this race, in complete control, almost a 3-second lead. Garth Tander has gone back in. The front left tyre has had to be replaced. Yep, there you go.
This is the race leader. This is going to be close. Whincup may jump him.
He's going to be right on the mark here.
But it's happening. He's going to go by. And remember, they brought Jamie in on lap 16. So that's worked well for them.
So that gives Jamie Whincup the effective race lead. Van Gisbergen's gone on with it again in terms of fastest laps. He's lowered the time now to 1:22.03, and also chopped into the gap between him and Whincup.
As they continue to attend to Michael Caruso and the problem he's got with the cool suit in there, they're trying to shove some ice in there, but that's going to be a short-term solution to the problem for those guys.
The medical team have also been on this, and the team have assured them that they're not going to push it. In fact, they haven't. So this is a cool suit fail that could really endanger the health of any driver.
So it's 1.6 seconds between Whincup and Van Gisbergen. So at the moment, strategically, the odds are in favour of the young Kiwi. Look pretty good. They've got a margin. It looks like to me they're going to hold on here. So here we are into the final corner, turn 14 for Whincup. Meantime, Shane Van Gisbergen has got the pit lane speed limiter flicked off, and away he goes, and they hold that cushion. So they didn't fumble the ball under pressure. Great work, Techno Autosports and Team VIP.
So that's a critical moment for Shane Van Gisbergen, and it will play out at the end of this race.
So Whincup is going to hunt him down, and let's see what happens to the young Kiwi. This will be fantastic.
Rick Kelly got the jump on Scott Pye. Alex went with him, but went way too shallow and then way too deep into the left-hand wall and then slam. So that means the field is compressed. And then it's a 10-lap sprint to the finish. Oh, Whincup has a big mistake on the exit into turn 7. So Russell Ingall goes up to second.
Now Lowndes wants to argue the case at 9. He's got the rear brakes locked. He runs wide. Whincup up the
gets spun around by Jason Bright. Severe damage to the other Jack Daniels Nissan. Triple Eight Racing and Ford Performance Racing have won the last 34 races straight in the championship. Can Shane Van Gisbergen deliver Techno Autosports their first win? But at the end of season 2012, there was a massive question mark over the future of this young Kiwi superstar. Well, now there are no questions. The Gears is the Clipsal champion of 2013. Reaches for the sky, Shane Van Gisbergen.
It's unbelievable. Best race, the car was awesome, another pole, but I can't thank the Webb family for taking me on. The whole of the Techno Autosports team, family back at home, it's amazing. And the Quins from VIP, it's awesome. So, and thanks for everyone who stuck behind me. It was really good.
Achieving a V8 Supercar race win is tough. After 186 winless starts for Kiwi Fabian Coulthard, the new car presented his best chance of success in his second year with Brad Jones Racing.
Look, I've been at V8 Supercars a few years now, so it's important for me to get a nice solid result. If I could win this championship, I'd struggle to put into words.
The non-championship event at the Australian Grand Prix triggered the success Coulthard had worked hard for. It was the perfect springboard for the next championship event at Symmons Plains in Tasmania.
New territory again for the V8 Supercars at Symmons Plains. Off and running. And Fabian Coulthard is going to put maximum pressure on Whincup, who responds beautifully but takes out the tyre bundle to lead them through. Super quick back straight. Down to turn 6, 270 k's on approach. Lowndes and Van Gisbergen will go side by side. Somebody's going to have to yield. Lowndes doesn't want to. Van Gisbergen holds on and will rub. Bumps Lowndes out. And car 888 goes sailing off into the grass, but somehow gets it back.
Yeah, he's very unhappy with Van Gisbergen. And a turnaround now for Lowndes.
And another car has just entered the Dust Bowl. There's debris flying everywhere. That's Lee Holdsworth.
Tander's moving over in the braking area there. You might get him this time. Certainly on the outside. You've got to come out of there well enough. Here we go. A little bit of dodgem car work. Oh, here we go. See, Garth caused that.
The dirty line here is filthy.
And you've got to say that it was a pretty clean act in general, other than Scott Pye out so high and wide and through the grass. But here comes Fabian down the inside again. It puts him on the inside for the left-hander at turn 6. He's literally side by side with Whincup. He just needs another couple of millimetres and he can make this work. Jamie will yield.
A good job.
Crucial moment in the career of Fabian Coulthard. 23 laps to go.
Now the job is for Fabian to not make a mistake. You've got the best driver in the field right behind you now for 23 laps. He's got to do this. And this is not over with Brighton Tander again. We saw it in the first half. They're still on with it.
And now Bright's going to just keep him tight, try and hold him down. And look at this. Got the FBR car tucked in there as well.
That'll improve the speed of both those cars. Tander will lose 2 spots here.
Here comes the rain.
Wow, how's the pressure of leading this race? First time, and it starts to rain.
Down to turn 4 for the final time. What does Winterbottom do? Look at Jason Bright. None of them can get there. He joined the category in 2004. He's done more than 180 races. And today, in a brand new format, Fabian Coulthard wins at Symmons Plains.
Awesome work, fellas. Good job.
His first in V8 Supercars and the first race in 50 for Brad Jones Racing.
The feeling of crossing the line, seeing the team cheering. I've been working hard for this moment for years, and to finally get it, I was pretty emotional.
Fabian wasn't the only driver to leave Tasmania with a lasting memory. Rookie Scott Pye ensured a place in the highlights reel for years to come.
Oh, massive crash.
Gone straight ahead at turn 2.
I remember going in and thinking, I bloody hope God's on side because it's in his hands. The approach to having a crash like my brake failure in Tasmania, that time before you hit the wall, it's scary.
Fortunately, he's okay.
So
the biggest one that Scott Pye will ever have. I remember just burying my head and what has happened.
And young Scott Pye, what an initiation to this category.
I'd like to be remembered for maybe getting some results towards the end of this year rather than the accidents I've had.
Coulthard was confident and totally in sync with his team and car in the final race of the weekend.
So very good restart for Fabian, right up behind Mark Winterbottom with only a couple of laps to run.
But watch Coulthard again up in the hairpin. He's trying to force a gap down the inside, and he gets it up there this time. And block passes and done. Nice work. Well done, the Kiwi. Fabian Coulthard grabs the lead. They're pretty excited at Brad Jones Racing because Fabian Coulthard's going to get away with a big lock-up for Frosty. He's completely flat-spotted the front left. Will he make it home? He's going to have no corner speed in the final corner. The winner will be Coulthard. What about Frosty?
3 out of 3 for Brad Jones Racing, a weekend of perfection. And Mark Winterbottom limps home. And it's gone.
Hard, tough racing, and look at this. Mark Winterbottom, how did he get through that last corner with the front tyre failed?
Great. That was a great bit of driving. A really world-class bit of driving. Very committed. And this guy, great pass at this exact spot. Turn 4 made the difference.
When you've had a weekend like that, you're going to have to get another seat on the plane to take all the silverware back.
Well, for me, it's confidence, you know, to win races, to get on pole. I always knew I had the ability to do it. I've now put it into practice, and it's just given me that much more confidence to do the job.
Look out, New Zealand. Here comes Fabian Coulthard.
After just 5 championship races in the new generation car, 4 different race winners had stepped onto the podium. The new technical package offered rookies a rare moment of relatively equal opportunity to make their mark. This chance to race in the big league was something Scott McLaughlin had dreamt about since he was a young boy.
This championship's so competitive. You've got to be on the ball every lap. It's tough. I enjoy it. That's why I've dreamt about doing this for a very long time, and now I'm here. I'm enjoying it so much.
The return to Pukekohe, New Zealand was hugely popular, with drivers racing for a special trophy named in honour of the late, great Jason Richards.
Career best qualifier for young Scotty McLaughlin on the second row of the grid in front of his home crowd here. He's enjoyed every moment of his young V8 supercar career. It's amazing to think that this is just his 9th race start. So after 6 years in the making, Pukekohe Park Raceway roars back to life in the V8 Supercar Championship. Whincup and Winterbottom, toe-to-toe, down to turn 1. The 2 Fujitsus gang up and take positions 3 and 4, so a good move from Alex Premer to go from 6th to 4th. It's been a clean start for the entire field. 27 cars out there, massive lock-up for Whincup. He's going to go straight through. That's down at turn 5.
He's damaged.
Flat for you, front left tyre.
Okay, there you go. Whincup on the radio. He's damaged that front left beyond repair and yields the lead then to Mark Winterbottom. Oh, massive damage on the left rear of Winterbottom's car. It's peeled the rubber off, pulled the guard off.
Tyre, left rear tyre is blown.
That is unbelievable. From the lead.
There'll be debris everywhere. There'll be carcass of tyre and mudguard. Absolutely exploded.
So all the construction of the tyre has eliminated and just torn the back guard off this Falcon.
Get a patch on that. Get a patch as fast as you can. That's it.
And what that has done, it's taken our first 2 race leaders out of the picture, and it's put Scott McLaughlin, the 19-year-old Kiwi, in charge of this race at Pukekohe. What about the reception he's going to get around here? They can't believe it. They're on their feet, and they're going nuts. A teenager leading the V8 Supercar race, and if he can hold on, he will become the youngest ever winner of a V8 Supercar race in the Australian Touring Car Championship. That honour currently belongs to Todd Kelly, who was 20 years old when he won in Canberra. This kid's only 19 and 10 months. 2.9 kilometres. Within 60 seconds, he can wrap up his first ever championship V8 Supercar victory.
What a great moment for the sport.
This is critical, 250 Ks on approach down to turn 5. Only a handful of corners left to go. This youngster is being competitive.
Thanks to everyone here. My mum and dad, they were the ones that got me here, my sister. All the crowd, it's hard to concentrate when you're all clapping, but thank you very much.
Yeah, the win at Pukekohe, it was something that you just never forget. It's I remember the last lap, the goosebumps. I've never had it. I'm dead set. I had goosebumps going up and down my body, and seeing all the crowd and getting out of the car was just incredible. And my mum, dad, my sister, all my mates, basically. From where I started go-karting to where I was then, they were there, and it was just something that you'll never forget. And getting out of that car, seeing Gary, seeing all the boys, is just something that will stick in my mind for a very long time. And to be in the record books as well, so young, is a pretty cool thing as well. So I just want to go tick a few more boxes off.
There's always been a simmering rivalry between championship contenders Jamie Whincup and Mark Winterbottom.
There's no doubt there's a rivalry, but there's a lot of ego as well. They definitely have held a grudge, Triple Eight. Whether it's Jamie or the team, I'm not sure. In my opinion, big deal.
We've been racing hard since we're 10 years old, and that's exactly what it is. It's hard racing.
Make no mistake, Whincup versus Winterbottom is personal, and it's Ford versus Holden. At Pukekohe, it was punch and counter-punch.
Winterbottom looks as though this will be the lap.
He'll have a look. Jamie will know it. He'll sense the colours. He'll see him in the mirrors. And he's running out of laps. He's got to press hard.
And it's a classic Holden versus Ford battle.
There's one opportunity here, and Frosty takes it down the inside. He's on the dirty line. Then both of the braking contact, and around goes Winterbottom. Whincup tours the paddock. Disaster at the front of the race.
But at the end of it, Jamie Whincup will limp home. Big contact on the final lap, and his first win of season 2013. Here comes the defending champ again.
We made a clumsy move and belted into my door, and we just can't have people, thinking they can belt into us and get away with it, So, yeah, I had to sort things out in the next race.
And Winterbottom's all fired up. He had a drama yesterday. His blood's high. We'll see what happens.
As battle resumes at the front. Sunday race day at Pukekohe. Whincup and Winterbottom. As always, there's next to nothing between them. It's on again, and this time Whincup squeezes through debris on the track.
This is going to be a very tricky one for them to deal with upstairs.
It's up to Mark now. If he wants to continue with this, there's no drama. I don't mind. I can go blow for blow.
The animosity allowed Will Davison to capitalise. Race 8 was Will's, and he grabbed the championship lead.
Will Davison becomes our 7th different race winner.
There we go, boys. There it is.
For 2013.
Great work.
I'm pumped to get a win, and very excited for the team. Very excited for all the Ford fans. It's been a couple of rounds since we've got on top. Let's hope we can finish on a good note.
For race 9, the planets aligned. Jason Bright was a teammate of the late Jason Richards. For all at Team VOC, success meant something very special.
I'm driving the car that JR used to drive, the number 8 Team VOC car, and all of his close friends were in the Team VOC garage and Brad Jones Racing. So we went there wanting at least one of our 3 cars to take home the trophy. It was pretty tense moments. I didn't sleep a lot Saturday night, because I really did want to win it. And then it all pretty much came down to the last race.
This is the day we recognise one of our true friends in V8 Supercar history, Jason Richards Memorial Trophy on the line. And Bright will comfortably settle into position number 2. He's not going to argue the point because Whincup got a really good flyer off the front. This rhythm has come back to Jason Bright. 0.3 of a second, so there's nothing in it now. That golden run that Whincup had off the start has now evaporated. Now it's a 2-man fight at the front.
It's amazing the pace they get back to here, just above 170 k's. Down the inside goes Bright. This is for the lead of the race. This is what Mark Larkham talked about, and he gets it done. Nice job, Jason Bright. Brilliant.
For the BOC car, Jason Bright, to be leading this event is an unbelievable dream come true for that Albury-based team.
To drive with that much emotion was, something I haven't ever had to do before. There was the team's expectations, but also, JR's family were there. I had Sienna told me the couple of weeks before that she wanted me to win the trophy, so it was, you know, there was a lot leading up to it, not only what we'd gone through and we were leading the points Saturday night. It was, you know, I certainly haven't had to drive with that sort of expectation, you know, knowing what it meant to a lot of people.
You think of all the things that Jason Bright has achieved in this sport. He's been around for so long. He's won Bathurst. He's done it all. A couple of years ago, the entire V8 community farewelled one of the great guys, Jason Richards. Well, today the tears will flow. They're on their feet because sometimes it is about so much more than winning.
Excellent work, P1. Jason, will be proud, mate.
Jason, well done. Wins are always special. This one today is something else.
You're right there, mate. We, you know, we did that the hard way. We've got a really quick car at the moment. Just got to qualify better and make better starts, and you know, we can win a lot more of those, as you saw. But you know, last night I went to bed. I really wanted to win that for JR, and yeah, that one's for him. Oh, man, I'm very emotional. You know, I'm a pretty emotional guy as it is, but I got a message from Sienna last weekend saying she wanted to give me the trophy, so yeah, worked pretty hard this weekend to win it.
One of the great moments of the sport. Well done, Jason Bright.
Oh, we got a trip line.
Do you?
Yeah.
9 races down, and Will Davison now led the championship for Ford Performance Racing, with the Red Bull Racing Australia duo, Jamie Whincup and Craig Lowndes, next in the queue. At the Chill Perth 360 in Western Australia, another name was added to the rookie roster. Chaz Mostert stepped up from the Dunlop Series to pilot the number 12 Dick Johnson Racing Falcon after the departure of Johnny Reid.
To get the opportunity with Dick Johnson Racing is just amazing, you know, and it's good to actually get brought into the main game now and keep that competition against those couple of guys that's moved up as well. Scotty did a brilliant job, and personally I was pretty happy for him to you know, beat the older generation guys and with so little experience in main game, and just really looking forward to actually mixing with a couple of guys who've been in the series for quite a while now and proving that I should be in this series.
Craig Lowndes occupies a very special place on the V8 Supercar honour roll. In Perth, the 38-year-old added another milestone.
And this is one for the record books. The People's Champion today becomes the all-time race winner. Craig Lowndes, 91 career victories. A 1-2 for Red Bull Racing Australia. Winterbottom third.
We need the engine, mate. So, yeah, nice and easy.
Oh, look, it's one of those things that's, I think, more the fact of when I retire and look back on what I've been able to achieve over my career of driving V8 supercars. I think that I'll have a different point of view than what I do right now. For me, I just want to try and win the next race. But it's you know, definitely a record in the history books for me that's you know, is quite outstanding.
That winning feeling continued for Red Bull Racing Australia.
Jamie Whincup makes it back-to-back, and that delivers Red Bull Racing Australia a clean sweep at Barbagallo.
The 2 race wins in Perth allowed Whincup to regain the championship lead before heading offshore to Austin, Texas. V8 Supercars Texas style was a hit with the locals, and the drivers and teams soaked up the southern hospitality. When the on-track mission finally got underway at the Circuit of the Americas, the V8 Supercars hit the track in sweltering conditions.
So this is race 13 of the championship, and it's one for the ages in the history books of Australian motorsport. America, the Aussie V8s are good to go in Austin. Jamie Whincup will lead them up this hill down to turn 1. His teammate wants to have a look, and there goes Scott McLaughlin.
It's been hit. Have a look at the start of Whincup. Trouble in the mid-pack here as well. 2 cars. One of them was an HRT car. And that's
big
McLaughlin.
Big slide for Mauro Engel. He's in the ditch.
This is V8 Supercar racing at its best on the opening lap. There you go. Coulthard in, Davison in. And it'll be very interesting to see what the leaders do in terms of strategy here. With Mark Winterbottom down the inside now with Tander. We saw them make contact earlier and a big lock-up for Winterbottom. Runs wide.
Jamie Whincup, the defending series champion, will claim the first ever victory in an Australian V8 supercar at the Circuit of the Americas, and that's one for the books as well.
I couldn't be happier right now. Big thanks to everyone for coming out. All the Australians that flew over, obviously all the locals. Unbelievable event. Yeah, big thanks to all the crew at Red Bull Racing. They did a phenomenal job. And Oh, I'll take this one and run.
For race 15, Wincup's endless overseas winning streak finally surrendered to a determined Fabian Coulthard, who had clearly emerged as a genuine championship contender.
Fabian Coulthard leads at the moment. He's just done the fastest lap of the race. He's got 0.8 of a second margin.
Well, twice he has finished third to the Red Bull Commodores already this weekend. But with a yeehaw, Fabian Coulthard stands above them now.
Thanks to the Texan Triple Tree, Whincup extended his points lead pre-Darwin. The reigning champ had begun to better understand his all-new car and was making the most of it.
It will be in the hands of our pole sitter David Reynolds. Whincup's getting jumpy and edgy and nervous. And I reckon he got the foot down better and pushes the Bottle O4 towards the inside of turn 1, but around the outside come the Ford Performance Racing Pepsi Max cars. They're all ganging up on Reynolds.
Now Whincup runs wide at turn 6. Got him. Well done, Dave Reynolds. Great pass.
More problems here for Rick. What is going on with that?
A few changes unfolding here. This battle between the countrymen, the two Kiwis, Fabian Coulthard and Shane Van Gisbergen. Right now, David Reynolds, he's just 21 laps away from claiming his first ever V8 Supercar race win.
Can they get through here together? No way. That is so... Oh, my God, that is fast. 215 kilometres an hour. They're bumping each other.
And look at Winterbottom. He wants to make the move as soon as he can. So Whincup takes the lead. They go charging in contact. The two HRT cars are involved. Also Will Davison and Craig Lowndes. It's a mess up there at turn 6. Oh, not again. Not two through here again, side by side.
Demonstrates the pace of the cars down there. They grab 6th gear just at the start-finish line. We haven't seen the end of this one as now Winterbottom gets up the inside. He's not quite far enough yet, and there's a tiny bit of contact. It's going to get awkward. Close enough this time.
Close enough this time. Get off! No!
Kidding me.
Locks the rears and turns him around. You can't have teammates do that stuff, and you've got to be more controlled about making that manoeuvre.
Now Winterbottom's got damage that brings him to the pit lane.
He's been given a pit lane penalty drive-through for that incident. So from bad to worse.
6 of the last 7 races have fallen to this man.
So yet another race win for Jamie Whincup.
The contact with teammate David Reynolds continued a frustrating run for Ford favourite Mark Winterbottom.
Winterbottom's got a problem.
Straight into the pits. Massive amount of time burnt. Massive damage on the left rear of Winterbottom's car.
That is unbelievable. From the lead.
They're both at the braking limit. Contact, and around goes Winterbottom.
It has been a bit of a frustrating time, but we've actually had reasonable pace at different stages, but every time we've been in front, there's obviously something that's gone wrong. So the point standings don't look good. I guess the confidence is down a little bit just in terms of where we're at, but I know that when it all clicks and everything gets together, we can bounce back and get a win.
Mark Winterbottom wants his first win of the season. This is play for keeps. This is all or nothing. Look at the slingshot that is James Courtney's Holden Racing Team Commodore charging down to turn 1.
And it's on again at the lead at the moment. Winterbottom up the inside. Real pressure on the HRT man here. Here we go again at turn 1. They're on the hard cut down there.
Got it.
This time he's got it done. So it's just a little over 3 kilometres to run. Winterbottom's got 4.9 seconds. Here comes Craig. Now Courtney has to cover when they get to 5. But Lowndes up the inside forces the issue. Courtney's wide. Lowndes is sliding. It goes to the valley.
You got him!
Naughty. He's got to calm down.
Mark Winterbottom goes marching towards his first race victory of the year, and the first for him in more than a year. They wanted to come back out on the road to redemption, and they've done it today, Ford Performance Racing.
You know, 1 minute I thought it's all over. I had the horrible start to the year. 1 win at Darwin, I feel like it's game on again. Until you go into that last round at Homebush in December and you have 301 point lead, it's not over. Anyone can win on their day, anyone can fail on their day, and it's not over till December.
Winterbottom's hot form continued in the next race in a head-to-head clash with Craig Lowndes. It was a classic battle of the brands that went down to the wire.
Now Winterbottom's on the trail. So he's now well and truly in the draft, and Lowndes is going to have to make sure that he drives this car ultra straight.
Pit lane penalty, spinning the wheels through this lap, through this lap.
Pit lane penalty for Jamie Whincup for wheel spinning in that stop.
So this has big championship implications when he goes out of 4th position and lobs back into 20th position. That was a bit of a smile there from Chris O'Toole from FPR.
This is the last lap, so it's now or never in turn 5. He's sliding Craig Lowndes, so watch Winterbottom, he's on him. He's going to hurry him along through the S's.
Frosty will push him all the way up to turn 6. Little bit of a lock-up, gets it sideways, has to go wide around the valley where the crowd is going nuts. Holden and Ford at the front of this field are dueling to the very end.
Can Frosty get up the inside or the last corner at 14? It's one corner exit would also make a big difference on the run to the flag. They get through 10 cleanly. Lowndes just trips over the curbing slowly, and so does Frosty. He drives shallow into 14. Frosty's looking for the fast exit. If he gets a better exit, it might be on. Watch this, it'll be very close at the line.
Lowndes is going to hold him off. He holds off a fast finishing Frosty Winterbottom with nothing left.
What a great finish.
That is a championship-defining weekend. Not only have you had great results here, but you've taken yourself within striking distance for the lead of the championship.
Oh, that's great news. Look, I'm not sure what happened to Jamie. I know he came out of the pits, but to all our guys, look, fantastic job. I didn't have much left for Frosty. I know he was coming.
The winter sun-seeking theme continued. Next, the V8 Supercars headed to North Queensland for the Sucragen Townsville 400, the second street circuit event of the season. Following his Clipsal 500 success, Shane Van Gisbergen continued his strong street fighting form in the VIP Pet Foods Holden.
He starts from position 1 again. Will Davison alongside him as they roar into life again at the Sucragen Townsville 400. But Will Davison's got a blinder as Courtney takes a big dive on the outside. He won't get through there. Fabian Coulthard holds it. There's trouble at the back of the pack.
Here's the clean order at the end of the first lap. Davison, Van Gisbergen, Coulthard, Courtney, Winterbottom, Bright, McLaughlin, then Lowndes moving up. So here's the battle to the final corner. So Will tried cover. It was at the last corner, all the action. And Gizzy got down the inside. That was a big invitation for Fabian. Here we go. Here's a big call. So they're going to do a lot of laps on a set of softs here. They've taken a cue from what Red Bull Racing have done. Now it's busy in pit lane. Will Davis, Jason Bright, Scott McLaughlin. Bit of aggravation at the final corner here between Todd Kelly and Tony D'Alberto, who returns serve, and then he gets him again in a straight line.
So there's some controversy about this. The car drops down, and under the strictness of the rules, it should have been jacked up
while they're refueling.
Whilst they're refueling. Now just watch. Yes, right on the edge.
And under investigation is this car, our pole sitter Shane Van Gisbergen, who has just done the fastest lap of the race, a 1:13.9.
And was fueled 8 seconds shorter than all those around. So I don't think that was strategic.
So he's been pinged for it. This is the drive-through now. So the guy who is really strong now is Will Davison and Mark Winterbottom. And there he goes, down the inside. Lowndes gives him room. Very nice move. Well done.
So Mark Winterbottom has rounded up Craig Lowndes, so it means that Ford Performance Racing are now 1 and 2.
Here's Whincup up the inside now, McLaughlin, and that was a move that got him to 7th place, so he's made that one stick. Only just got away with that one. There's a bit of brake locking in the background, and there's team manager Adrian Burgess, Red Bull Racing.
Well, they went through their trials and tribulations leading up to Darwin and then into the Darwin weekend. A wonderful reception for Will Davison, and the Ford flags are flying high here at Townsville, and the second race win of the year for Will.
Great job, brother. Great work. Awesome stuff. Great drive.
And he wins a fascinating race with his teammate, who's milked the life out of this Dunlop soft tyre like nobody else in the field.
Oh, you know, we're coming strong, as Frosty and Dave showed in Darwin, and I've been pretty determined for this event. You know, we feel the passion of the Ford fans. You know, there's not many of us out here at the moment, but we're really proud to represent this team, and we obviously want to get wins on the board.
The Race 20 Townsville 1-2 finish was a dominant display from the Ford factory outfit. With manufacturer pride at stake, the Holden racing team responded. Garth Tander and James Courtney made their intentions clear for the next battle.
Garth Tander won here back in 2011.
Here we go.
That same year, he went on to win Bathurst with Nick Percat. And here comes James Courtney. The State of Origin colours will fly side by side as the two Holden Racing Team Commodores complete what will be a famous victory. It's been a long time coming. Garth Tander breaks a 2-year drought, and they're done in style.
Boys, yeah, what a way to come back. Thank you very much.
Oh, look, the win in Townsville was hugely important for everyone, for the team, for myself, for the fans, because, you know, it's been a long time between drinks, Bathurst 2011 to Townsville in 2013.
You know, everyone can see it's been a tough couple of years, and to come back and have such a strong result, and you know, it wasn't only on strategy, we also had really good car speed, so it's you know, it was great for everyone on the team and also all the guys back at the base, guys and girls. It was fantastic.
It was a real team effort, and also for the supporters, because the amount of HRT supporters out there is massive, and they've stuck behind us a lot, and it's great to be able to repay the faith.
At the halfway point of the season, the race winner count sat at 9 different drivers. And after a tough run in Townsville for Whincup, Davison and Winterbottom were now back in the championship frame.
The start of the year's been pretty frantic, which we expected with this brand new car of ours, but yeah, competition's just crazy deep, so I expect that's to be the same all the way through the year.
The series remained in the Sunshine State of Queensland for the next event, the Coates Hire Ipswich 360. At Queensland Raceway, Craig Lowndes had form on his side. He'd been unbeatable in recent years, winning the last 5 races.
But I've got a great record here. You know, to have the last 5 in a row is quite exceptional. It's a brand new car. Car of the future is a different car to operate. To get right is quite difficult. You know, we've had a couple of multiple rounds and we've had good results. We go to Townsville and we have bad results. So you're still not 100% sure what the car's going to do until you get on track.
Whincup and McLaughlin on the front row, staring down this main straight at Queensland Raceway. Fabian Coulthard is 4th and Lowndes in behind him.
Garth Tander got a very good start. There's Lowndes down the inside. There's going to be contact.
Whoa, there was. And it's hurt Will Davison. It's hurt Fabian Coulthard.
Problem there for Todd Kelly. Gets a bump. Oh, got him.
Whoa, and there goes Wall.
And off the road also John O'Webb. Garth Tander up the inside of Alex Davison. 3 wide with Coulthard in the weeds. Rallycross style. That's going to hurt. Whincup just did the fastest lap of that race. Now Winterbottom up the inside of Lowndes.
That's up for 3rd. Jamie Whincup looks as though he's got a lock on his 8th race victory of the season. But they had a tough run by their standards at Townsville Red Bull Racing Australia, but they do not stay off the podium for long. And Jamie Whincup wins again.
And that was career win number 72 for Jamie Whincup.
The front row for race 23 was the rookie and the champ. Scott McLaughlin had become the youngest ever race winner in the history of the sport back in New Zealand. The Kiwi exceeded all expectations in his debut season.
McLaughlin, that was a better jump.
And the young Kiwi will take the lead. And look at Chaz Mostert. He slots into 2nd.
And he's getting a bit of a rub up there at the moment with Whincup through 2. None of them have got any grip.
Great driving. All of them were out of control in the braking area then.
But McLaughlin's bolted. Look at the gap.
This is very, very high-level driving in conditions that no one knows the grip level. Oh, here we go. Bit of contact there. Tander's pushed Davison wide. This will be interesting on the turn-in. Oh, that's as close as you ever get.
Russell and Todd Kelly. Ooh, that's wild. This 20-year-old Kiwi kid has shown that he doesn't get rattled very easily in this championship. The youngest ever winner in our category. He's a very popular performer, and he will certainly love this one. He's held off the championship leader, and that's another win for Generation Next. Scott McLaughlin gets his 2nd. Courtney celebrates re-signing with the Holden Racing Team by getting on the podium yet again.
No, I'm stoked. So happy for the boys at GRM, giving me a great car, and I'm just living the dream.
Fellow rookie Chaz Mostert's introduction into V8 supercars was also full of promise with 4 top 10 finishes since his debut in Perth. In race 24, the 21-year-old started from the front row of the grid for the first time in a V8 Supercar Championship race.
So who will get the advantage from this start? Chaz Mostert easily. And look at David Reynolds trying to snake his way through. So the youngster Mostert fires through. Meanwhile, Alex Premer fires off with Russell Ingall behind him. Tim Slade, a good start as well.
How good would it be for the young bloke to be leading this field? His debut year, leading the field. This is an extraordinary effort. And Slade off the road. Had an unbelievable opportunity then to be up and on the podium, and a mistake.
Well, and that's Tim Blanchard, I think.
Yep. That looks like engine. Yeah, well, that could be ugly. The mix of oil and water is never good. Everyone will be very careful now on the approach to 3. It's on the outside of the road. Mostert's run down the inside of the road. You can see the oil run off there. And Davison gone.
Davison's found that oil, and it looks as though Winterbottom too, and Courtney. So has James Courtney, and off goes Lee Holdsworth. Wow, unfolding drama here for our championship leader, Jamie Whincup. The left front is flat, shredded.
Here's the replay. Gone. Can't stop it.
Big championship changing stuff, this.
It's been almost 3 full years since Dick Johnson Racing last had a V8 Supercar victory.
I've got a tyre going down. I've got a tyre. Get in me.
This is an extraordinary set of circumstances because Scott McLaughlin has now had to come into pit lane, another car with a puncture, and so too James Courtney facing the same deal. And remember, McLaughlin was in 2nd position. Alex Davison looks as though he's slowing down as well. Yes, he's lost one.
And that's a big explosion there for Courtney.
Big. That was massive, wasn't it? Bang! Have a look at that. I've never seen a tyre become like a big piece of rope and just tear everything off the left-hand side of that car.
5 cars, front left, gone.
So the message is going out up and down the field on radios at the moment, beware the curb.
So Jamie Whincup is 3 laps down in 25th position. Isn't it amazing how this sport turns out incredible stories like this? This 21-year-old rookie who only came into the championship in WA in the 4th event of this year, replacing Johnny Reid.
He will become the 10th different winner on the top of the podium for this season.
He has been loving every minute of it, but none more so than today, because yet again the rookies come to the fore and Chaz Mostert breaks through.
Good job, bro! Brilliant!
Watching Scotty McLaughlin this year have a couple of wins, I was like, God, that guy's lucky, and now I know how he exactly feels. This is sensational. This is probably better than the 7 wonders of the world, this thing, so I love this thing.
What a fantastic story, and what an effort for Dick Johnson Racing.
"24 races complete, and Red Bull Racing Australia continued to control the championship. The on-track campaign, very strong. Off-track, the powerhouse team took a hit with the shock announcement that team manager Adrian Burgess would join the rival Holden Racing team in 2014. Adrian's departure was immediate. He spent the balance of the year on gardening leave. Meantime, for the new manufacturers, their ambitious V8 Supercar Championship campaign had been something of a rollercoaster ride. Reliability, economy and engine performance were all in the spotlight.
For us, it's been difficult to try and establish that consistency, and we already know we lose 3 or 4 tenths per lap in horsepower, so when we have a good qualifying session we might be between 10th and 15th, but when we don't get the most out of it, it puts us straight back into the low 20s. So it's hurt us a little bit like that, and for us we're just trying to find a way of regaining that consistency, because now with the car of the future, the category is that close that it's very difficult to achieve.
This has been the hardest year of my career, no doubt, by a long shot. I was always up for a challenge this year and knew it was going to be a challenge, but I didn't know it was going to be as hard as this. I came to probably an all-time low after Queensland Raceway, where I think we'd had about 5 or 6 DNFs in a row and dropped from about 20th to 27th in the championship. and I've never been down that low.
You always get disappointed, I guess, when you have tough results, but the morale of our team this year has been probably at an all-time high to a certain extent. I mean, us coming from Kelly Racing and making the shift to Nissan Motorsport was a great achievement for the whole team to finally become a factory team for the first time in our short history as owning our own race team. And I think everyone's really enjoyed that. Everyone can see where we're going as a race team, and that's really exciting. And everyone's put in so much effort, so many hours to deliver the program that we've got, and everyone's just excited to be here.
Pre-Winton, race 17 in Darwin had been the highlight for the new brands. Rick Kelly's 5th and Tim Slade's 6th, the best results for the Nissan Altima and the Mercedes-Benz E63 AMG year to date. Despite the steep learning curve, Nissan Motorsport were able to escalate the battle with the incumbents at Winton.
It's already been a standout weekend for the Nissan Motorsport crew, the Norton Hornets. 2 and 3, so it's Whincup against Caruso at the front of the grid. Can they snake through cleanly? Somehow they have managed to do so. 28 cars go through.
Look at Lowndes crossed up on the exit there of turn 4.
And already Jamie Whincup has pushed away.
The margin, the opening lap from the standing start for Jamie Whincup's car mark. Oh, problem for Whincup. We've got a problem for Whincup. He's pulled left on pit straight. Very strange. Whincup out of the race. Caruso is the new leader for Nissan Motorsport and Norton.
Our championship leader out of the car, heading back to pit lane.
Just something exploded, he said on the radio then.
Oh, that was the moment.
That's gearbox drama.
This is halfway to history, if you like. These two Nissan guys. This is going to be nerve-wracking for the Norton Hornets into turn 1. And Moffat takes the advantage off his teammate. Let's celebrate this moment because James Moffat is certainly going to do so. His 3rd year full-time in the main game of V8 Supercar racing. And this is a historic day in the V8 Supercar Championship. He's held his own and he will pilot the Norton Nissan Altima across the finish line. It has been 21 years since Nissan did it. Well, happy 21st, Nissan, you're back.
Great job, mate.
And a 1-2 to celebrate.
Oh, we got there. Thank you so much, boys. Awesome. Bloody awesome.
Oh, man. This is not for me. This is for everybody that's helped me to get to this stage. My family. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. Everybody at Nissan Motorsport, not just here at the racetrack, but back at the factory. Everybody that's made this car. These two Norton Hornets, 1-2. Big thanks to them. This is awesome.
Red Bull Racing Australia had a shocker. Was it the absence of Adrian Burgess or a coincidence? Either way, both cars were out of the top 20. Up front, another different winner made it 12 from 27 races.
That's a great victory for James Courtney.
Awesome, guys. Awesome.
In the championship battle, Will Davison and Mark Winterbottom were able to leapfrog Craig Lowndes, and James Courtney's mid-season burst moved him to 6th. Then the tempo changed to enduro mode. Co-drivers would partner the 28 regulars for the next 3 events beginning at Sandown. There was also an added incentive this year. The inaugural Pertec Enduro Cup would be awarded to the driver combination with the most points from the 3 endurance races, Sandown, Bathurst and the Gold Coast.
Yeah, I think it's a good spin this year, having the Enduro Cup with the next 3 events all linked together. It really gives the Enduro guys something to race for and something they can hold on to at the end of the end of this next 3 race period.
I think it's a great opportunity for me to especially go to Bathurst with some mileage under my belt from this event in Sandown and hopefully go there with a good shot of being competitive with Russell.
The Enduro Cup could throw a mix into the championship. It's definitely proven that it's not over yet.
The Wilson Security Sandown 500 was next on the tour. Will Davison and Steve Owen, one of the strongest driver combinations, started from pole position.
They're in it for the long haul this afternoon. As the endurance season gets underway, Stephen Richards stuck. They're going to have to move their way around him, and they do so. But car number 5 of Richards and Winterbottom has gone right back throughout the field. They're going to pit him straight away. That's the word we're hearing. So car number 5 enters pit lane.
That's smart.
Paul Dumbrell has the lead. So Steve Owen is now hounding the rear of car number 5. Remember, Stephen Richards, as we say, out of sequence with these guys. And we've got big trouble here for Ash Walsh.
That's a biggie.
Big trouble.
This will be another safety car. It's going to hurt FPR because both the Pepsi Max cars are in together. So we're going to see queuing. Richards will get serviced. But Steve Owen's going to have to sit there and burn.
Waiting now, he can go in.
Clearly a little disappointed over here, which I understand. That's not the double stacking scenario that you were looking for.
Oh, really peeved off, to be honest. So, shot ourselves in the foot there big time.
The main game drivers are suiting up and waiting for their turn. Errors are starting to creep in at this critical stage.
No driver, just fuel.
So, they're going to leave him in.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Wow. That's a big call, especially after the couple of mistakes that Dumbrell's made in the last couple of laps. He is out. The wheels are spinning.
That's it. It's a pit lane drive-through penalty. He's kicked it into gear. Now that was chaotic. We stay in, then get out. No wonder the poor guy's confused.
Car 1's wheel spinning during pit stop. Black flag, pit lane drive-through penalty, car 1.
There you have it. Jamie Whincup and Paul Dumbrell will have to come through and serve a pit lane penalty. So car number 1, Jamie Whincup,
is 25th.
It's a big fight back here, but that's the beauty of endurance racing. Time is always on your side.
This is a big lunge here and a nice job for Jamie Whincup. Remember, he's on a big claw back here at the moment. That puts him up in 8th position.
Oh, gee, that was a big slide at the end of the corner, and Courtney dives back up there again. Will off the road. That was messy. Both guys.
They're getting a bit of a read on Will Davidson's mood here today. I don't know if the team will be talking to him about too much at all, to be quite frank. He's not a happy camper, and that's been reflected in his mood in the car. And you can't have that in an endurance race. It's a tough one, isn't it?
Here is Jamie Whincup. Up to second, gets past Mark Winterbottom.
There's a lot of fuel chat back to Will Davison. And Lee Holdsworth is making ground on him.
Jamie Whincup, second behind Craig Lowndes. Oh, and there goes Whincup on the inside onto the main straight. And he will take over the lead of this race.
And this could put an Erebus Motorsport car on the podium in the hands of Lee Holdsworth. How cool would that be?
But at the time when his championship needs it the most, Jamie Whincup and Paul Dumbrell celebrate with a big win at the Sandown 500. Craig Lowndes making it a 1-2 for Red Bull. And here's Will Davison. He's on the podium, and Lee Holdsworth gets Mercedes-Benz highest ever finish.
Endurance racing specialist Red Bull Racing Australia launched their Enduro campaign with a perfect 1-2 score. Davison and Owen scored the final podium spot. The result created considerable friction within the Ford team, with a controversial pit stop strategy and muted suggestions of internal favouritism.
We knew that was a potential scenario. We discussed all these scenarios before the race, but we'd also discussed that if a car was ahead in position, but effectively wasn't in the same race, that we wouldn't have to queue behind that car.
It's a bit like the old Multi-21. It's what was discussed in the debrief didn't exactly happen once everyone got their helmet on. So obviously it was a bit of the rough end of the pineapple for us, but you know, I just plug myself in, do the best job, and carry on, and I'll let these guys argue it out in the pits.
But I suppose it's at that moment you got to try and at least stick to an agreement. I suppose, I don't know.
Was there an agreement in place before the race to allow the better placed team to go first?
Yeah, I believe so.
How does it make you feel about your contract negotiations for next year, Will?
I mean, it was a spare-of-the-moment thing. Both guys are under massive pressure, the engineers, and as I said, I have to go and work out exactly how it happened. I don't think there was any malice in it. Two competitive engineers, like two competitive drivers.
It wasn't really malice, though, but it wasn't very smart, was it?
Well, smart for car 5. Worked well for them, obviously. Worked really well for them.
Meantime, emotions ran justifiably high at Erebus Motorsport after Lee Holdsworth and Craig Baird finished the season best 4th in the Mercedes-Benz.
When I came over the line, we weren't able to grab third place, but geez, I tell you what, it felt like we'd just won a race.
Whether they were working in the workshop or working at the racetrack or engineering or sweeping the floor, it's just nice to get that result, to give them that glimmer of hope, you know what I mean? There was light at the end of the tunnel.
Half the boys had tears in their eyes, and I was pretty emotional. It was a brilliant feeling, and looking back on it, it'll always be pretty special.
The Supercheap Auto Bathurst 1000 is the biggest event on the V8 Supercars calendar. Red Bull Racing Australia had the momentum with 5 wins from the last 7 races at Bathurst. 3 of the top 4 2013 championship contenders, Lowndes, Whincup and Davison, had all tasted victory in the great race. However, for Mark Winterbottom, Bathurst's success had been elusive.
You know, Bathurst to me has been not a great place. Results haven't been good at all, but to win up there would be incredibly special. I love the family there by my side, and they know how much this race means to me. It'd be a proud moment having that trophy at home, so it'd be a great win if we could get it.
A wildcard entry extended the grid to 29 cars for the 1,000 kilometre race, with the international pairing Matthias Ekstrom and Andy Prio completing the field. Jamie Whincup topped the times in qualifying, and despite an impressive 49 career poles, he'd never before claimed a pole position at Bathurst as he headed into the top 10 shootout.
And now the focus turns to Red Bull Racing Australia.
He can get pole here today. He will get his 50th career pole.
This is what it's all about, Matt. Very deep. Oh, sideways. He got it caught.
Right out towards the fence.
He gave himself the maximum turning space at McPhillamy. The mirror virtually rubbed the concrete. 2 wheels at Skyline. Oh, I can't believe this, folks.
Hold your breath. Has Jamie Whincup done it? Yes, he has.
Oh, well, first for everything. Pole at Bathurst.
Congratulations, you've got the Bathurst pole. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, boys. I'm excited as you are. Obviously, big lap with a good car. A great feeling, but obviously payday's tomorrow afternoon.
Today is all about confidence for these drivers. Confidence in their skill, confidence in their teams, confidence in their cars, and confidence that they have got what it takes to go and take on the mountain. Green flag, we're getting ready to go. Paul Dumbrell in the driver's seat in car number 1. Mark Winterbottom alongside him. 1,000 kilometres to glory, and off they go in the Supercheap Auto Bathurst 1000 of 2013. Dumbrell flies ahead to turn 1. The biggest loser is Mark Winterbottom, car 5. There he is. Remember, he started from the front row of the grid. Look at Garth Tander on the inside at Griffin's Bend. And here comes one of the greatest sights in Australian motorsport. Conrod Straight to the chase, approaching 300 kilometres per hour. It's getting a bit wild here on the mountain. There's been an incident on this circuit with car number 7, David Russell, behind the wheel of the Nissan Altima. We understand David has hit a kangaroo. Also, Mark Winterbottom put a move on Scott McLaughlin, hip and shoulders. When we said it was a wild card, it was a wild card that we played with the Xbox One Racer. Lights on. Get out of my way. Here I come. Mark Winterbottom coming in for a driver change in the Pepsi Max FPR Ford. And here it is. First time the Blue Oval leads today. Stephen Richards behind the wheel of car number 5. Oh, look at this. Car 22 into the wall.
And the wall, she's all over.
Greg Murphy.
Very sorry.
That's game over for Murphy and Courtney. He reported straight back to the radio that it was all over. He knew the damage. James Courtney will know that his day in search of a Bathurst title will have to wait another year. Greg Murphy, 4-time winner, man with so much experience, is out of the car. Flycam tracks them along pit straight, and instantly at turn number 1, Will Davison goes straight through.
Off the road for Paul Dumbrell from position 4, and he's lost spots.
Stephen Richards now in pit lane.
Mark Winterbottom in. Hear the breathing.
Go. The light off, crew driving light off.
This is shaping up though as a classic Ford versus Holden fight to the death. Mark Winterbottom is in the lead. Jamie Whincup half a second behind him. Jason Bright is 3rd. Craig Lowndes is 5th.
This is a big test for Mark Winterbottom here today. It's the most amount of pressure to win this race. He's always had great speed. He's led the race many times before, but the pressure to win this race today with 40 laps to go, with arguably the best operator right behind you on the same strategy, this is an absolute sprint race between the two factory teams.
This battle has been brewing all year. They've diced and biffed and barged their way through 2013.
This is a royal moment for Mark Winterbottom. Can he close this deal? Oh, yes. Winterbottom for Ford. Whincup for Holden, Bright for Holden, and Lowndes on the charge. Tander's in this as well, and he's had speed. Yeah. Oh, a big mistake for Whincup. A locked brake when he can least afford it.
Tander might be in contention to get alongside up here.
Oh, Tander up the inside of the
crash. Oh my God, you can't get that done. They make contact, both guys are in the fence. And Tander's had a dive, they're going to make contact. That is a very bold move.
Bright tries to give him room, but Tander goes round the outside, and Tander arm wrestles 3rd position away from Jason Bright. Unbelievable. Go, Jason Bright, and here comes Lowndes. Side by side to turn 1.
And now it's another drag race. 260 kilometres an hour up Mountain Straight.
Look.
Big dive, and they're off the road. Lowndes is going to go by both. Great move, Craig Lowndes.
Wow! Craig Lowndes goes up into a podium position. Mark Winterbottom has not put a foot wrong. He's holding off the championship leader, the man who has dominated 2013, the man who's got 4 of these titles under his belt. Frosty's never been on the podium before. He must be feeling the nerves.
We're so close to home. Frosty still got this one. 6,213 metres of racetrack to run. Whincup will have a look up the inside at turn 2. Frosty's going to cover it, and he does. There he goes. He moves right and further right and right again. He's on the white line. He's going to drop a spot here. They're side by side. Hold your breath, Australia. And Winterbottom hangs on. Winterbottom has hung on when it mattered most. Wow. Dumbrell is gutted. He's gutted. That was the race-winning edge for Winterbottom. Fight and fight and fight till there's no fight left. Applaud this, because this is fantastic motor racing from both these teams, from both these guys. They are at the peak of their powers. What a moment.
Ford Performance Racing have had their troubles this season. Mark Winterbottom has had to go toe-to-toe with Jamie Whincup, who's been the standout driver of the last few years in this game. And Frosty has been waiting so long. After more than a decade of trying, Mark Winterbottom will win the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000 with Stephen Richards. Whincup and Dumbrell 2nd, Craig Lowndes and Warren Love 3rd. That's the moment that Mark Winterbottom has been working towards his entire racing career.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please congratulate the 2013 Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000 winners.
There's no greater feeling for a V8 supercar driver than to stand on the top step of the podium at Mount Panorama and hold aloft the Peter Brock Trophy.
The battle was intense. You know, those last 30 laps to be covered by 1 second for the whole 30 laps around a track that, you know, on your own is very tough, let alone a guy pushing you all the way.
I thought if I push hard and just keep harassing the back of car 5, eventually he'll make a mistake. I put him under as much pressure as I possibly could. He didn't crack and won the race.
It's one of those moments that I'll remember for the rest of my life. An amazing battle, and it's what Bathurst is. It always comes down to that final lap, and again, I was part of it, and that was the story.
After 11 attempts, the victory at Bathurst was a major breakthrough for Mark Winterbottom and Ford Performance Racing. With the Peter Brock Trophy came a solid points haul, enough to move the Ford pilot into third in the championship, now just 142 points behind Whincup. Post-event, Ford Performance Racing announced Will Davison would not return to the team in 2014 and confirmed rookie Chaz Mostert would steer the number 6 Falcon in the new year. Meantime, Will Davison's 2014 plans were unclear.
I was always pretty happy at the team, and we had a great relationship, but it was just the way other things unfolded. We couldn't really come to an agreement, and the Sandown thing was, these sort of things happen over the course of a year. That was quite costly for me, and I think we lost a race win out of that. Just the way things go sometimes. As much as I love racing and it is my passion, it is a business, and you've got to make the business decision what's right for yourself in the long term. So, weighed up all the pros and cons, weighed it up in many different scenarios, and the decision I came to was to move on. One door shuts, another one opens, and certainly my new opportunity is something I'm really excited for many reasons which will come out in time.
A race win at Sandown and a second place at Bathurst meant Jamie Whincup and Paul Dumbrell led the Pertec Enduro Cup heading into the final endurance event for 2013, the Armor All Gold Coast 600. The unforgiving and picturesque Surfers Paradise Street Circuit has a car-eating reputation. After a massive practice incident for Andrew Jones, 27 cars started the first 300-kilometre race on Saturday.
Here we go.
The rumble starts. And now they are finally good to go. And Luff is going to have to muscle his way through. Greg Murphy and Garth Tander side by side.
Douglas up the inside, Nissan on Nissan. Contact, that is bad.
High drama here. Car 22, Greg Murphy, for the second event in a row, has huge damage. The other part of this story is car number 1, our championship leading car with Paul Dumbrell behind the wheel involved.
That's a heartbreaking image. That's huge damage.
Murphy reported back that he was just drilled from behind and sent into the fence.
Spud, I know you're an you probably you should be. I just saw the vision. You got drilled pretty hard from the rear there, mate.
We've seen it. I don't know what Paul was looking at or what he thought was going to happen, but we were all slow enough. He's just absolutely drilled the back of it. So yeah, pretty pissed, I can tell you. 888 car, 888 of our left rear. There it is. Look at the left rear.
It's all going on now. They've got car number 888 back, try and resolve its issues.
You're going to fire him behind there, mate. All clear behind that. All clear behind.
If it wasn't the Gold Coast, you just wouldn't believe what's going on here. James Courtney and Greg Murphy's car is just smashed to smithereens. We've got our championship leader. His car's parked. Paul Dumbrell's out of it. Leading the race, Warren Luff and Craig Lowndes' entry. Losers left rear. There's more drama. A headbutt for car 7. Now I have seen it all.
Trouble down here at the hairpin. Alex Davison's car 18.
The brothers.
First gear's broken, I can't go backwards. Alex doesn't have reverse gear, mate. Neither do I, mate.
The two brothers parked there together and they both can't get reverse gear.
After all the crashes and all the chaos and confusion, it looks as though this one is going to become a match race between Craig Lowndes, who's the fastest man out there again, and our leader. That's him with the lights on, Shane Van Gisbergen. Nothing separates them heading towards the final 20 laps.
Okay, go.
The 888 guys were standing on the lane and timing Van Gisbergen's fuel. He put 12 seconds of fuel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They go about 6 seconds of fueling.
This is basically bolted to being in front of Van Gisbergen.
Oh, big problem for Fabian. Where's he gone? Oh, yeah, there you go. So it's failed the front right corner of the car, broken the upright, plucked the whole right front of the car off.
Alberto is putting a lot of pressure on. This is why. Right there. Oh, that's a...
He's whacked everything. Whacked the curb, whacked the wall, whacked the tyres.
And that's what we love about Craig Lowndes. And he's always ready to show off and celebrate victory. Lowndes and Luff survived to win the first race of the Armour All Gold Coast 600, holding off Shane Van Gisbergen, winner bottom in third, and that has changed the championship completely.
What a hell of a ride. It's, you know, look, he did a great job. We weren't intending to put Luffy in for so long, but he did a great job, obviously, with that tyre problem. But the boys, everyone in Red Bull, obviously did a great strategy.
You can tell, Luffy, that was a special win for you guys.
Look, it was. Obviously, the puncture early on in my stint, we sort of we had our backs against the wall, but full credit to, as Craig said, everyone at the team, and obviously this guy, he's a legend.
The incident between Paul Dumbrell and Greg Murphy had serious championship repercussions for Jamie Whincup. Craig Lowndes took over the lead of the championship and the Pertec Enduro Cup. For James Courtney and Greg Murphy in the Holden Racing Team Commodore, the Saturday contact continued the recent extreme damage theme. The Sunday race on the Gold Coast was their final chance to recover after a frustrating endurance campaign. For the last race of the weekend, David Reynolds started from pole in the Bottle Ford alongside James Moffat in the Norton Hornet for Nissan Motorsport.
David Reynolds, 4 times he's been on pole position in his career, 3 of those this year, but he's yet to win a race, so can he do it today? And get ready for absolutely everything, because that's what this circuit delivers.
Oh,
already contact.
David Brabham.
Into the wall. And he's got another car gone into him as well. Whoa! Wild car 36 down at turn 4.
Here he goes down the inside as predicted, tries to force the margin and gets it done. Well done, James Courtney. Up the inside, a mistake for Luff. He's allowed 2 bytes. Oh, he got a hit. Actually got a whack. Sends him into the dirty side of the road. Driver change for car 22 on the left side of screen, and also for car 55 as well. Dean Caddo in. This is Murph. Kiwi at the helm now.
Can I get out the other side?
So they can't get Tim Slade in because they can't get David Brabham out. Oh, here we go. Look at this down the inside. Oh, 22 through.
Russell, you look at 3.
Meantime, in the lane. Dave Reynolds in.
So the Enforcer's back in.
He's in good shape for the back end. Courtney to get back on board. So he's going to stand on this thing at the end, but will it withstand the punishment that it was getting over the curves? Oh,
a lot of damage on those 2 Commodores. Bang.
Oh! It's Courtney, Reynolds, Ingle, Coulthard.
A little bit of a drama now for our leader, car number 22. James Courtney has been on the radio to his engineer, Rob Starr, and just saying he felt something in the front of that car. So fingers crossed, they think it's okay, they'll keep an eye on it.
Maybe he's got something going on with a damper, or he's bent something, maybe... Oh, he's gone off the road, he's off the road! Courtney's got a drama, and there's a new leader, and it's David Reynolds.
Greg Murphy can't believe it.
This is the high price you pay for pounding across those curbs.
Oh, Moffat. No, it was such a good run for them.
These guys have been the hard luck story of the 3 Enduros.
Davey Reynolds is driving in his 122nd V8 Supercar race. He's started from pole 4 times, but he's never had a race win. And this season, he's had to see guys like Fabian Coulthard, guys like Scott McLaughlin and Chaz Mostert collect their first race wins, especially those last 2 I mentioned, after just a handful of races. He's had to wait more than 120, and now he's got 8 flying laps to complete his first win.
And here they come. Fabian Coulthard, Russell Ingle, Jamie Whincup, Lee Holdsworth, Rick Kelly, Garth Tander, Craig Lowndes.
And now he picks it back up down that back straight. The beautiful beaches on his right-hand side, the high rises on the left. And David Reynolds, he is such a popular performer. And for the first time in his career, he'll be on the top step of the podium, a win at the Gold Coast 600 with Dean Cando. Fabian Coulthard and Luke Youlden second, and the back on the podium.
And the breakthrough in his 62nd V8 Supercar event.
That's a wonderful moment. An emotional moment too. She's always been by Russell's side. And that's the kind of view that David Reynolds has been waiting for since he joined this category. I don't know if you heard that, boys, but Fabian just said, I know what the first one feels like.
Oh, you got a kiss! The magic moment for Dave Reynolds. Dave, congratulations. You did it beautifully. Your first V8 Supercar win and the perfect drive today by both you and Dean Cantor.
Yeah, we had a good car all day. You know, faultless by the boys. They did an awesome job on the pit stop. Dino did a fantastic job. Come on, Dino. Come over here, Ace. Oh, yes. No, don't.
Great effort by you guys, because it takes a team to get a result like this, and you guys have known.
Yeah, look, not just Dave and myself, but the whole team. Aussie tuned the car up. The guys did great pit stops. It's been a long road to here. We had a tough endurance campaign, but we finished the endurance campaign on the top step. We win a surfboard. Woo!
And what about the result for these guys? Julie, I need you to stay right there. Congratulations, Russell. That was awesome. There's no way you're retiring from this sport now.
Oh, mate, that was so good. Honestly, you know, we may not have won, but it feels like we've won, you know. Look, Ryan, he's done a fantastic job. And I said to him, I'm going to send him home with a trophy back to America, so he's going to take up surfing now.
Hey, that'd be great to have a surfboard. I mean, of all the things you've done, your 8 Indy wins, Gold Coast surfboard goes okay?
It's right up there, I tell you. What a great day. You know, we had a great race yesterday, and we said we're going to go for the podium today, and here we are. So just great effort by the whole team. We had the strategy right. Russell did a fantastic job. I was so happy to team up with him this year. So awesome.
8th place was sufficient for Craig Lowndes and Warren Luff to secure the inaugural Pertec Enduro Cup, and it moved Lowndes to a 6-point lead in the championship. David Reynolds became the 13th different race winner of the season, 31 races down. With 2 events and 5 races remaining between Phillip Island and Sydney, the script was set for an epic 4-way clash of the V8 superstars. Lowndes, Whincup, Winterbottom and Davison. Phillip Island is a driver favourite, and the new track surface meant lap records tumbled at the Sargent Security Phillip Island 360. With the championship tension at an all-time high, Mark Winterbottom claimed he wasn't feeling the pressure.
I feel like it's my best shot. I think I'm coming into form at the right time of the year. My engineer is he's such a good person at reading strategies and plays, and when it comes to crunch time, and especially at Homebush when you've got pit stops and scenarios like that, I just feel like he's got the edge. So who knows? It's going to come down to that last race and that last lap, but I feel like it's my best shot.
Winterbottom's confidence was well placed, the Ford favourite claiming pole position alongside Craig Lowndes for race 32. A shocking qualifying for Jamie Whincup left him the only championship contender to start outside the top 10 in 13th.
And a critical moment in the championship and an even start. Lowndes did get him. So the championship leader goes through the southern loop first.
Oh, no, Davison around. Contact there, that's bad for championship. Oh, that's big.
That was Pye.
That'll make contact with another car down there. Oh. Ouch.
All 4 wheels of James Courtney's car off the road at point of impact.
He's going to be a real pest here down the inside, and he's actually grabbed a spot there, locked together. They'll go off the road. They're off the road. Lowndes is in the weeds. Now he'll get looked at carefully for that, Winterbottom.
Lowndes back in 14th.
And Winterbottom back in 5th. Jamie Whincup is up in 6th. Can you believe this? Solid stuff from Garth Tander as he goes in search of his second win of the season.
Big moment there for Coulthard. That was a big slide. That'll give Winterbottom the run. Oh! He's run into him. And down the inside, he gets it. He has got it done. This time will be enough.
We've been focusing on these guys because the championship's on the line.
He got him. Wincup's down the inside. That move by Whincup, 12 points. 12 points on Winterbottom. That's worth diving for.
Congratulations to Garth Tander to get his second race win of the season. Fabian Coulthard and Alex Davison on the podium. And look at Craig Lowndes.
He got him. He got him on the line.
Oh. Wow.
Opinions were deeply divided on the big talking point, a controversial contact between Winterbottom and Lowndes. Despite an official protest from Red Bull Racing Australia, the contact was ultimately deemed a racing incident.
I just want to race on track. You know, Lowndes is a good bloke. We shook hands and off we go. It's the abuse you get that sort of motivated me for today. So if you're a hater, keep them hating. If you're a follower, get on board because we're trying to win this thing.
In the shadow of all the drama, Jamie Whincup reclaimed the championship lead, pulling a 14-point gap to his teammate. After the enormous impact between James Courtney and Alex Premer, only 26 cars lined up on the grid for race 33.
Coulthard and Bright on the front row, but the championship contenders, Winterbottom and Whincup on the second row. So Coulthard holding his own. Look at Chaz Mostert. 4 wide into turn 1. There will be drama, and there is. Winterbottom gets a touch. He somehow stays on the circuit.
Lowndes now on Mostert. Oh, they're crossed up. Lowndes is out in the dirty grey stuff here. Watch for Van Gisbergen on the inside because he'll gain from all of this, and he has. Oh, Lowndes.
Craig Lowndes slots into second. So he's got past Mostert. Now he's got past Van Gisbergen. The next man he's got to try and hunt down over the next 10 laps is his teammate.
Looking up the inside at 4. Got him. And Whincup's going to give space. He's let him go.
And it'll be a 1-2 for Red Bull Racing Australia. Whincup second, but he holds on to the championship lead.
At the end of 33 races and over 6,000 kilometres, just 6 points separated Whincup and Lowndes in the championship. In the final race of the weekend, once again, Lowndes and Winterbottom found themselves sharing the front row of the grid.
Winterbottom from pole, Lowndes is next to him. A good job from car number 1.
Bit of shoving going on here now. Look, Whincup up the inside. He might grab another spot here, and he has.
This is lively. This is fast.
Look how much pace Jamie Whincup carried on the exit of turn 3. Whincup to the lead now. So Whincup gets around Lowndes and goes to the lead.
It's sliding. Here he is. He's going to drop his spot here. Sliding too much in the rear at the moment, Craig Lowndes.
This one is as important as any that he's notched up this year. 10 race wins for the season. And the series fight is going to the Sydney 500.
In a true testament to the next generation cars, the championship would be determined at the final event on the streets of Sydney Olympic Park. Will Davison remained a mathematical chance. However, the focus was squarely on the top 3 as the series entered the grand finale, the Sydney NRMA Motoring and Services 500. Standing between each of them and the title crown, 2 grueling races, 500 kilometres and each other.
Well, the 2 competitors, obviously, that I'm competing against is, firstly, I just got to stay in front of Mark Winterbottom, who is lately been on a bit of a charge, and we'll see how he goes here at a street circuit. And, of course, my teammate, which I know how determined he is to try and make it a 5th championship. So we've got 2 very tough competitors that I've not only got to try and beat, but try and get enough points to beat, obviously, Jamie at the same time.
Never stood on a podium here at Olympic Park for a race result, so we've got to fight like hell to try to maintain the championship lead.
I'm so hungry and desperate to win this championship. I'll be driving that way. That's sort of the approach I'm taking. It's all out attack, aggression, and I'm glad it's a brutal place because it's going to punish someone. Hopefully it's not me. Hopefully it's some of the other boys that I can get some points back on. I'd love to see number 1 in my car, and whether we deserve it or not, we'll see Sunday night.
Aside from all the championship hype, others were making news too. 2010 champion James Courtney was forced to end his season prematurely due to a fractured right tibia sustained in the huge Phillip Island incident. In his place, the Holden Racing team drafted former Bathurst winner Nick Percat to steer the brand new number 22 Commodore.
This championship battle has been brewing all season, and now it's reached the critical point. They're going to settle this fight on the streets of Sydney. It's Whincup versus Winterbottom off the front row of the grid, and Mark Winterbottom cuts ahead of the championship leader on the charge down to turn 1. Now Whincup cuts on the inside of him and slides and slides. And does he keep off the wall? Yes, he does. And the winner here is Jonathan Webb.
There's Lowndes down the inside of Bright. Good job.
End of lap 1. Jonathan Webb. Then it's Jamie Whincup, Will Davison, Winterbottom, Van Gisbergen, Coulthard, Reynolds, D'Alberto, Lowndes 9th, and then Bright 10th.
Winterbottom's dropping back here. The equation for Mark Winterbottom, if Jamie Whincup wins this race, Frosty has to be on the podium.
Change for the lead. So that's Jamie Whincup in control over Jonathan Webb now.
So this is down at FPR, the Pepsi Max crew have got the rubber out for car 5.
And Lowndes is in.
Mark Winterbottom, the other side of the championship battle, finds himself paired with Craig Lowndes, who's on attack.
Scott McLaughlin from 17th has stopped in an awkward spot.
Safety
car will be employed.
Safety car, keep pushing, please.
Restart now. Lap 14.
So Jonathan Webb in second, then Winterbottom and Lowndes.
Lowndes down the inside of Frosty, just stops it before clobbering. Oh, and cops away.
Now it's going to block the track. Oh! No!
It's the championship contenders. Winterbottom with damage to the right-hand rear of that car.
Look at the damage on that thing.
Roland Dane, what did you make of that from Mark Winterbottom?
It was deliberate tap of Craig. So they're obviously under pressure and not taking it very well.
Craig found himself offline, out of position, and he's clearly had to lift out of it to get round the next corner. I mean, he's not a mind reader. He didn't have a crystal ball that he knew that Craig was going to do that in front of him.
We had some issues. Got to do Winterbottom. We didn't get enough fuel. So going to be coming again. So
not enough fuel.
They obviously didn't get it all in there for some reason.
That's right. There must be a problem because it actually stopped for 6 seconds longer than Winterbottom, and they're on the same strategy.
That is catastrophic for Craig Lowndes. It's already been a tough afternoon for him.
So Craig Lowndes waits patiently while the Red Bull crew go to work, and he's back out there. This championship fight takes another turn. The focus of a champion, a 4-time champion, sitting on the verge of a legend equaling 5th. Can he join the greats? Scaife, Johnson and Gagan.
Winterbottom.
Oh, look at this.
It's destroyed.
Absolutely gone. The Pepsi Max Ford is over and out. So that's one title contender gone from the weekend.
And this is terrible news for this man, for this team, and for Ford fans.
Yeah, it's just frustrating and disappointing. I already had damage. The car steering was out and all those sort of things. So just trying to get home, but you get caught up in someone else's mess.
This can be the cruelest sport.
This season, this championship fight is gone for Frosty.
Fabian just looking a little bit vulnerable still to Shane. This is the spot. Van Gisbergen just folds the mirror back in on the fence, and he does the dive. He's up there. They're going to make contact, and in the fence. Oh. Absolutely gone. There was no way that both cars could get round there. Fabian Coulthard out of the race from 3rd position.
On the final lap, the final charge around this Sydney Olympic Park street circuit. 250 kilometres have passed, 74 laps, 2 hours of racing. The dominant man of V8 supercar racing over the last 6 years. He is on the verge of a 5th title and on the cusp of greatness. He will head into Championship Sunday with one hand on the trophy. But we also know that anything can happen at Sydney Olympic Park. Jono Webb 2nd, Shane Van Gisbergen 3rd.
After 2 hours of grueling V8 street fighting, Mark Winterbottom's tilt at the title had ground to a broken halt. leaving the Red Bull Racing Australia teammates to face off for the championship title in the final race of the season.
The crazy thing is, I think this one means more than any other, and I don't want to disrespect my championships or the years I've raced beforehand, but this year's competition has been seriously intense. Hasn't just been one other team or one manufacturer or anything like that. It's been threats coming from everywhere. So this year's by far been the toughest, and if I am to do good things and secure the championship, it'll be without doubt my biggest and best.
Let's go, let's get it on for the final time in 2013. 250 Ks to go to decide our champion for the season. And Bright puts the hammer down. Winterbottom cuts ahead in front of Whincup, who wants to stay out of trouble down to turn 1. Look at Lowndes, he's aggressive already. So Van Gisbergen leading Winterbottom. Then Bright, then Whincup, then Davison, McLaughlin and Lowndes.
Lowndes in early. I think I just heard Whincup might be coming in. An earlier stop for Whincup today.
Mark Winterbottom out in front of Jamie Whincup, who's in front of Craig Lowndes.
Oh, up the inside at 8, and Frosty made space. Saw him coming, gave him space. Chris Cross is on. He's up alongside, or is he? No. It's a little wipe across the back. He switches line again. Real intensity very early in the race.
If Whincup goes out, Lowndes wins the championship. I mean, it's big risk.
Van Gisbergen in.
How much fuel do they stick in? Where's he going to drop back in? So Shane releases the 40k pit lane speed limiter. Here comes Whincup down the outside. We said it would be tight. It is. Whincup positions up the inside and grabs him.
Looking at the rear of Dean Fiore. Here comes Blanchard. He can't stop. Oh. Big damage. Safety car.
As we go back to the restart, this is now a really complex finish here, Crompo.
Because Jason Bright is conserving fuel. So Bright is genuinely a chance with pace and strategy to win this.
And Craig Lowndes is in 6th. Now, if Whincup has a DNF, Lowndes has to be 5th.
Van Gisbergen down the inside, P3, got him. And Lowndes has done the same. And covers.
He's got to 5th. If Whincup doesn't finish, he wins the year.
Here he is up the inside at 8. Remember, this is what he did yesterday. David gives him space, but it makes Reynolds slow on the exit. So here comes Whincup. He's side by side and got him. It still matters to Whincup.
He's going to get up here now.
Gee, push that one all the way to the brink, Jason Bright. And here comes Whincup. Whincup contact at the final corner. Whincup barely gets away with that one. He does not need a DNF. He's got his teammate Lowndes right behind.
Bright's back down the inside. I thought for sure it was game over for Jamie Whincup.
So this is it, final lap. Van Gisbergen's off in the distance, 4 seconds clear. But Jamie Whincup, he has been the modern-day master of V8 supercars. And Red Bull Racing Australia will do it again as Shane Van